Now in this module, I'll talk about hosting your excellent website. Now you have done a lot of work and you have developed an excellent website, and you have a portal also, or you may have a database running at the back end, or you may have other videos and other interesting stuff, okay, which you want to host. Depending upon your requirements, there are many choices, and of course it depends upon your pocket also, your budget also. So developing a website on your machine in front of you, that is fine. Now you have to host it, you have to move it and place it at a server somewhere on the internet. Okay, that is the ISP is the internet service provider, and then there's also the database service provider also. So internet service provider provides you access to the internet. There are many ISPs who also provide a facility to put your website or host it at their place also. And then of course there are the issues of maintenance also and support also. Do you have the resources, do you have the time to do all those things? Now the cost of hosting your website, that may vary from say like maybe 300-400 or so rupees per month to several thousand rupees per month. It depends upon many things. It depends upon the bandwidth, it depends upon the data you are required to store, it depends upon the backend applications, it depends upon the database application, it depends on many things, it depends upon the support also, it depends upon the performance also. So what we are looking at scalability, we are looking at security, and we are looking at these things, we are looking at storage also. So let's go into more details. So how do you choose a web hosting provider? Because remember that whatever you have developed, all the effort you have done, it has to be placed somewhere, it has to be hosted somewhere, right or not? So decide how much support you need. Many hosting providers, they provide basic support. Basic support is that you have a problem, you send them an email, they will provide you a ticket number, and then they will attend to it in a certain time, and then they will report back to you. That is the basic support. Then is the 24/7 support. In 24/7 support, you pay some extra money and you can make a call, talk to a person anytime during the day or night, anytime during the week. There's no issue of weekend. And then is the managed service. The managed service is that your server is managed by that hosting service provider. They take care of everything. Of course, there are the cost issues. So how do you go about deciding about what you need? You have to estimate volume of expected traffic. Okay. Now, if you have developed an application or a website with very few visitors, then of course you don't need a lot of bandwidth. But if you are looking at something with more users, with more traffic, or you have launched a campaign which is going to attract users, then you have to be considering the bandwidth also. So you should be looking at a dedicated or a cloud-based solution. Dedicated solution is that, I will go into more details, that there is a server which is for you and nobody else is using it, or is the cloud solution as I have discussed, Amazon Web Services or Azure maybe, where there is the requirement, your requirements are met based upon how much you need and how much you are willing to pay and so on. So let's look at the different server types, because when you go for the hosting service provider, they will be asking you these questions. First is the shared server. Shared server is there's one machine which is hosting many websites, and you get the performance depending upon the traffic, depending upon the capacity of the server, the traffic with reference to the other sites hosted on that web server. Of course, there's more traffic, you will be affected by it. Then is the virtual server, which is a virtual machine, but it's in the same box. but it will definitely have better performance as compared to a total shared machine, as per the first choice. Then is the cloud server. The cloud server is, of course, it's managed by a company, and the cloud machines, they can be placed anywhere. Of course, they are being accessed over the internet, over a network, and it's a shared service. Okay, and but still you need to have a certain amount of know-how to ensure managing and maintaining your site. And finally is the dedicated server. This dedicated server is just like a server in your office or in your company, in your building, except that server is physically located somewhere else, and it is managed by that the company which is hosting it. Of course, there is the corresponding charges also, and it is independent of the load of other websites because it is dedicated to you. Okay, it allows you to run the software which you want to run. It allows you more than basic facilities which were there in a shared environment, which may be only allowing you FTP or limited access or limited database access. So here you are the king over here. Of course, you pay correspondingly. So be wary of unlimited offers. Now, there are certain marketing things which the web service providers, they tell you, they inform you about, such as they will say unlimited bandwidth, unlimited capacity. Now you should be very careful about it, because what may happen is that after a certain, either they may throttle your performance, or after a certain time or certain usage they stop your bandwidth. So you should be very clear about it and read the fine print. Then go for open source content management system. Go for public domain databases. Go for public domain front end content management system, CMS, like WordPress, like PHP. You develop your application based upon them, because companies may come and go, right? And if it is not open source, you have a problem, right? So you develop your application based upon open source, and you take a backup of your applications, and if you have to move your website, you just take the backup which you've already taken. It's public domain, it can move anywhere, you move it over there. And of course, own your own domain name. There are companies which will say you don't have to buy a domain name, use our domain name, or this domain name is for you. But it is much better to own your own domain name, so that tomorrow when you want to move your web server, decide to change the company providing the web server, there's no problem. And finally, for e-commerce, you need secure servers, you need encryption, you need certain accounts, credit card accounts, merchant accounts, to perform your transactions, financial transactions. And of course, maintenance and support, site development services. Certain companies will also, ISPs or hosting service providers, will also provide you the facility to develop your website for you, a professional work. It's up to you to decide if you want to do it or not. Redundant hardware. Redundant hardware means that your service providers servers, they are mirrored, they are copied at different physical locations. The same thing is copied at different physical locations, so that if there's a power outage or some other calamity, and for some reason the server is damaged at one place, you are working uninterrupted. Why? Because of the mirror. And then is the cybercasting. You want to broadcast certain videos or audios or live feeds over the internet. For this, you have to be careful and take into consideration the requirements of bandwidth. So that's all I have to say in this module. Thank you for your time.